Hello. I was supposed to be at work today, but for various reasons, it's been my shift's been changed. So I've got the day off, and I thought since I've bought several discs, six discs over the past week or so, I thought, well, since I've got the day off, I'd do this video and show you what they are. So it's one DVD, two Blu-rays, and three 4Ks. I'm going to start with the DVD. I'm going to go through them like format order, oldest to newest. So we'll start with the DVD. We have Madhouse, it's a Vincent Price film from the 70s. Haven't seen it, but I like these kinds of old. These are the kinds of horror films I like the old Hammer Amicus type ones. Yeah, I love these kinds of films. Basically, Vincent Price, he plays like a horror movie actor. And he was a popular horror movie actor. But then his fiancée was murdered, and he was accused of doing it. He was acquitted, but it ruined his career. The scandal of it ruined his career, and he had a breakdown. And now, 20 years later, he's making a TV series based on his old horror film character, Dr. Death, but then people start to get murdered. So, is it him? Is he going crazy? Is someone else doing it? Well, I have to watch the film and find out. Yeah, haven't seen it, but thought it sounded good. It is, weirdly enough, this DVD, it's 4:3 letterbox, which, so it's in widescreen, but it's encoded in 4:3, so if you watch it on a modern day, like HD TV, you get like black bars on the top and bottom and the sides. Don't know why it's like that. I mean, this DVD came out in 2013. By then, I'm sure everyone had HD TVs, so there was no reason not to make it 16:9. I guess maybe the only print like they had of it was like an old Laserdisc copy. That was, obviously would have been 4:3 letterbox because Laserdisc was 4:3 format. So yeah, maybe that's the only copy they had of the film, and they just stuck it on the disc and thought, it's kind of a niche title. It's not worth remastering it. I think there is a Blu-ray of this overseas, like in America, but I don't know if it's region free or not. Yeah, I just bought it because I wanted to watch the film, really, and I can zoom it. Like I've got a feature on my TV. I can change the image size so I can zoom it, picture in, so it fits my TV properly. It's an 18, and apparently it contains strong gore, which is I'm curious to see. For a film from 1974 to still have an 18 certificate, it probably must be fairly gory, I would imagine. So, yeah, Madhouse. Next, we have another blind buy, The Proposition, which is an Australian Western. Basically, Guy Pearce's character, he's told that his younger brother is going to hang. He's going to be sent to the gallows, but he's given a proposition where if he finds and kills his older brother, which is Danny Houston's character, then his younger brother will go free. So that's the proposition of the title. This is the old Tartan release, not the newer BFI one. The reason I picked this one up is because it was only a $5, brand new on Amazon, and like I say, I haven't seen the film, and I just wanted to watch it, and I thought, well, for that cheap, I'll buy this one, see if I like the film. If I do like the film, I can always upgrade to the BFI one later. And if I don't like the film, well, I only spent a $5 on it, and I can probably sell it on and get a couple of quid back for it. So, yeah, that's a proposition. Next, we have It, the Terror from Beyond Space. I got this because my favourite film of all time is Alien, and this was a big influence on Alien, like the plot of Alien, because it's a very similar plot. Basically like an alien running around on a spaceship, picking people off. It's like very similar. It was only $5.99 in HMV, and so I thought, oh well, for that, but yeah, I'll pick it up for that cheap. I'll pick it up, and then I can see it, and yeah, I quite enjoyed it. It's a quite a fun creature feature film. It's got some of the suspense scenes are actually still very suspenseful. Only problem I had with it really is the alien, which I don't know if you can see very well in there, but it looks pretty goofy. Like, even for like a film from the 50s, it looks kind of silly, which is a shame because it does take away from the film a bit. But overall, I still enjoyed this. Yeah, and if you're a fan of Alien, you should check it out because again, it was kind of like the progenitor. Is that the right word? Precursor to Alien. Yeah. So that's and like I say, it's only $5.99 in HMV, so you can get it very cheap. Next, we're on to the 4Ks now. Another sci-fi horror film that's a bit like Alien, Event Horizon. This is kind of like a cross between Alien and Hellraiser. It's Hellraiser in space, basically. Well, there was a Hellraiser in space. Was it the fourth one where they go into space? I don't know. I didn't see it, but it was bad. But yeah, this is a lot better than that. So it's kind of there's a spaceship called the Event Horizon. It just disappeared, but now it's reappeared. So the crew of I think the Lewis and Clark, the rescue ship called, they go to the Event Horizon to see what happened to it, and because it's a sci-fi horror film, all sorts of like nasty things happen. Yeah, good film. Really enjoy this. Haven't seen it in a long time. I used to have it on DVD, but I sold the DVD intending it to get the Blu-ray, but then I never did. The Blu-ray went out of print for a while, so you couldn't get it for a decent price. So I haven't seen it in ages. Now I have it on 4K. Shame we'll never get the director's cut. For those of you who don't know, the original director's cut of this, Paul W.S. Anderson is the director, and his original cut was about 20 minutes longer. It had more gore, which had to be cut out for ratings, censorship reasons, like so they could get a particular age rating. Although, considering the stuff that's still in the finished film is like pretty gruesome anyway, so I'm like, what on earth did they have to cut out? But there was also some story, like scenes and character scenes, stuff that made the plot a bit more cohesive, and it got cut out by the studio because they wanted it to be a certain length. And unfortunately, the negatives for those scenes, they stored them. Apparently, they stored them in a Transylvanian salt mine. I'm not making that up. And over time, those scenes, like the film negatives of those scenes, degraded to the point where like they're just totally usable. And the only copy of the uncut scenes, I believe it's like a VHS work print copy that Paul W.S. Anderson has, but obviously, no one's. You'd have to sort of go from nice, pristine 4K image quality. Like the transfer on this is apparently very nice. I haven't watched it yet. To like VHS, and well, I mean that would be quite distracting. So I can see why they wouldn't do that. So it's a shame we'll never get to see that version of the film. But the film as it is pretty good, and yeah, quite fun. Sci-fi horror film, and be worth watching this month. I picked it up because I wanted to watch it again for Halloween because it's a good time of year to be watching scary films. And next we have actually bought this alongside Event Horizon, Poltergeist. Wish it used this is the standard version. I wish it used the original artwork, with the Carol Ann in front of the TV. That iconic poster artwork. I think there is a limited edition version, like one of those ones where it's like a limited, like in a box with like posters and all that tat and sort of thing. That uses that cover, but I just got the standard version, which just has a picture of, I think that's Craig T. Nelson in front of the house. Yes, Mr. Incredible plays the dad in this. In fact, actually, what I sometimes like to do is I like to do double features of films that you wouldn't think fit together, but in a way kind of do. And I think I might actually try a Craig T. Nelson as the patriarch of a family, a double feature with this and The Incredibles. Like I might try. Actually, that might be quite fun. Good film. Doesn't have a lot of extra features probably because of the controversy over the. For those of you who don't know, Tobe Hooper's credit is the director, and Steven Spielberg's credit is the producer. But there are a lot of rumors that Steven Spielberg actually directed it. I don't know how it's true. Some people say Tobe Hooper directed them. Some people say Spielberg did, and no one knows for sure. really. So there's not a lot of there's a 2-part documentary about real poltergeist. I don't believe in any of that. I think that all that ghosts and poltergeist. I think that's a load of crap, personally. I mean, fair enough if you believe in that, but I think that's a load of rubbish. And there is a making of documentary which wasn't on the previous releases, but it's like a one from like the time it came out. It's only like 10 minutes long. It doesn't go into a lot of detail about the production. Just basically like an EPK thing. There's not like a proper making of documentary or commentary or anything, probably because of the whole controversy over who directed it and stuff. So not a lot of people who worked on it want to talk about the making of it publicly because of that, I believe. So, but still, good film. And the Blu-ray in this set it's a new Blu-ray that uses the 4K transfer. So even if you don't have a 4K player, get this version, because you'll get the remastered Blu-ray. If you just buy the Blu-ray on its own, it'll be the old Blu-ray, which is alright, but if you want the remastered one, get this. Whether you're 4K capable or not, because you will get the remastered Blu-ray too. And you do get the additional making of from the time, which wasn't on any of the old releases either, so Poltergeist. And last but not least, we have the ultimate in horror, Power Rangers. This is the 2017 version. I like this. I thought it was quite fun. Is it a great film? No, it does have its problems, but I thought it was quite fun. I liked the cast. I thought the actors they picked to play the Rangers, they played the part very well. They were all likable. They had good chemistry with each other. I like Rita Repulsa. What's her name? Elizabeth Banks was quite fun as Rita Repulsa. I liked how it was kind of going, the vibe it went for was like kind of the Breakfast Club, but if they had superpowers. And I also like how it took its time to develop. Like the first there's not a lot of action in the first 2/3. It's like a lot of big blockbuster films, like they kind of go straight into like the action special effects stuff quite early on. They go to fast pace. Whereas this one, it took its time a bit in the first 2/3 to develop the characters, and then towards the end, it kind of went into the big special effects, CGI characters punching each other stuff. So I like that they actually, it went at a more slow pace to let you get to know the characters, and so there. And it's got Bryan Cranston as Zordon. Yeah, he's a good actor. I always think of him as the dad from. I know everyone's like Heisenberg, but I remember him as like the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. I need to get the box set of that. Actually, I used to love Malcolm in the Middle when I was a kid. I love that show. I need to get the box set of that. Anyway, yeah, this was in the 2 for 30 offer. Basically, I was buying my friend Dan. Shout out to Dan. What's his channel called? Dan is cringe lol. I'll put the link to his channel in the description. So Dan's birthday is in a couple of weeks, and he recently upgraded to 4K. He got 4K player, 4K TV. He moved into his new house, and now he has a 4K TV and a 4K player. And I thought, well, since he's 4K capable, now I'll get him a film he likes on 4K. And I got him one, and it was in the 2. I won't say what it is because he watches these videos, but it was in the 2 for 30 offer. So I thought, well, I'll get another 4K as well, too. And I saw this and I thought, yeah, I enjoyed this film. Didn't see it at the cinema. Came out during a period when I swore off all blockbuster film. I'm not going to why, but it was a period where for a couple of years where I just wouldn't watch blockbuster films because I was just fed up of them. That's a story for another time. But anyway, so I did. But eventually I watched it on streaming, and yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I know AP Stevens of the Movie Cheer podcast. Again, I will put his link to his channel in the description. Go watch both of them. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. But I was a big fan of Power Rangers as a kid. I didn't watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when it was on, because that started in 93. I was born in 95. So I'm a bit too young to have watched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when it was on. But I started watching it. The first one I saw was In Space. I have vague memories of watching In Space. And I watched it up until about Dino Thunder. That was the last one I watched. After that, I stopped watching the show because I was getting a bit too old for it. But yeah, I sort of watched it from like In Space to Dino Thunder, and yeah, I really loved Power Rangers as a kid. And yeah, this is quite fun. It's a bit more serious. Like the show was pretty cheesy, and this is a bit more serious. But I liked it. I liked it. Um, I might pick up the '90s Power Rangers film because I used to have that on video and I used to watch it all the time. It's probably like not age like if I watched it now, I'd probably think it was terrible. But I might get it just for nostalgia's sake. I should probably just rent it actually on like iTunes or something just to watch it again. And see, instead of buying it and then watching it and going, oh no, this doesn't hold up. I should probably just rent it or watch it on streaming. Or is it on streaming? I don't know. I'll have to have a look. But yeah, do want to give that a watch again. Yeah, it's Power Rangers, and it's a really, really good looking disc too. Image quality is fantastic. If you want a disc to you get to show off like your 4K TV and so, get this because it looks really, really good, and it's both Dolby Vision and HDR10 plus. So it's good for comparing the two. I know Vincent Tio of HDTV Test has 2 copies of this, so we can like compare like the because he did a video where he compared Dolby Vision to HDR10, and this was like one of the only discs that had both, so he has 2 copies of this. Yeah, fun film. I recommend it. That's all the stuff. That's the end of the pickups. I'm not planning on buying any more discs for the rest of the month. I say I'm not planning on it. I probably will pick some up, knowing me, but I'm going to try and not pick any up because I'm trying to save. I want to save some money, put some money away for getting people Christmas gifts because Christmas is in a few months. So I want to start saving for that. So I'm not planning on buying any discs during October. I do have 2. I have some on order. There's a couple coming in November, and I have one coming in December. So I will have stuff to show you in those months. But October, I'm not planning on buying anything else. But I will make some other videos. Like I'll make other kinds of videos during the month, so that my content, my channel is just not bereft of content. So if you have any ideas of any type of the videos you'd like me to make, please feel free to suggest them in the comments. So I hope you all enjoyed the update. If you did, please give it a like, and I'll see you next time.